in here. There we go. Yeah, maybe we can read this article and ask ourselves some questions on the go. Give me a second though, because okay, there. We can read a bit each, a bit of text each. It's like a paragraph each, or alternatively. Let's see. Okay, I'll read the title and the subtitle, and you can read the first paragraph if you want. So, this is an interview on how we made. Francis Ford Coppola and Stuart Copeland on Rumblefish. Rumblefish is the name of the movie, okay? Introduced by Jack Watkins, the director explains why his film about gangs and brothers needed fast clouds and fake sweat.
Okay, the film has a real feeling of heat. From left, Matt Dillon, Dennis Hooper, and Francis Ford Coppola or Coppola?
I have no idea. I would say Coppola. I'll
Okay,
check later.
filming Rumblefish, photograph cover Francis Ford Coppola, director. I shot Rumblefish back to back with The Outsiders in the same location, but were set in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and based on novels by T. Hinton, who has a small part in Rumblefish as a hooker who approaches Rusty James, the hero, while he's out working with his brother. Okay, I have a problem with the accentuations.
With the accents, no worries. What is it? Where exactly?
No, no,
Which one is so good? I
I
mean,
mean, the hero while he's working out with his brother, and
yeah, they
there
didn't
there
see
is a
the
house.
stop there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, no
Hinton's
problem.
book. Okay. Hinton's book appealed to me because of the focus of brotherly relationships. August, my older brother, was a major influence on me, and I was intrigued by the adoration Rusty has for his own older brother, the motorcycle boy. There were some great performances, especially from Matt, Mickey, and Dennis Hooper. I prepped Mickey by giving him a copy of Albert Camus' The Outsider. He had a reputation of volatility, but he's actually very sweet, so odd and interesting. Ideal as the mysterious motorcycle boy.
Okay, sorry, interrupting you just for a sec. Let's see, at some point, okay, Hinton's book appealed to me. Okay, he found it interesting because of this and that. And then volatility, I have no idea. Let me check. I mean, volatility might be here that if he's too volatile, he has a change of mood very often or
Yeah.
something. Let's see what is a volatile person. Let me check. Someone who loses their temper suddenly and violently. So someone who gets angry very all of a sudden, out of the blue, very quickly. Okay, I guess that is, yeah, volatility indicates a level of dangerous or violent behavior. Okay, so it says that, but that he deep within was actually very sweet and he was he was ideal for the role. Okay, let's see. I'll read the one paragraph, then you read the next one, and so on. The
Okay,
film,
okay.
yeah, no problem. The film has a real feeling of heat. I can't remember what the actual weather was like, but we made a conscious effort to make it appear hot, spraying the actors and wetting their underarms.
I decided to shoot in black and white because I wanted to make an art film for young people, and black and white gives a quality of poetic realism. I didn't just leave it to the script to tell the story. I also used camera angles, lighting, and soundtrack to stimulate a young audience into loving the form as much as I did. I was disappointed when they didn't rush to see it, but it's pleasing its appeal has endured. It was the film I really wanted to make.
So, why was the film shot in black and white?
For young people because he wanted to give a quality of poetic realism.
Yeah, so it's an artistic touch. It's not a technical limitation at all. Mhm.
Mm, yeah.
And when he says that he was disappointed when they didn't rush to see it, but it's pleasing its appeal has endured, and that it was really the film he wanted to make. Um, do you think did the film succeed according to the director?
Uh, what it means, but it's pleasing. Its appeal has endured.
It's good to see that its attractiveness has um, lasted on time. That it has remained. When he says
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay,
when he
okay,
says
okay.
it's pleasing, its appeal has endured. It's very nice to see that it is still charming, that it is still nice and a nice film up to nowadays, or that it has remained to be that way for a long time. Um, so yeah, so it wasn't when he says they didn't rush to see it. He tried to he tried to
Yeah,
touch
maybe
it. Oh,
okay, yeah, maybe at first it wasn't success, but with the time it becomes
a good film, right? Like
a good film.
he
Yeah.
thinks that objectively it was a good film, even though people didn't appreciate it or it didn't sell well. And that it was really the film he wanted to make on a personal level, right? He read the book, he was interested, so he wanted to make it. Okay. I like its strong visual motifs. A motif is like a pattern, right? Such as the
Okay.
sequences with the sped up cloud movement. I've always been fascinated by the unreliability of time shown by the sweeping shadows as the sun and moon make their way across our sky.
Cinematographer Stephen Burum is a master craftsman. His camera work created this unreal, dreamy mood some people thought reflective of Sherman Expressionism. Others spotted the influence of Orson Welles. Of course, you're influenced by so many films, even if you're not thinking of them when you shoot. They just sort of sneak in.
Okay, here are some interesting questions. Let's see. Where was it? Here. So what was special about the cameraman, and did he base his shots of any previous works?
Uh, Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure thing, no problem. Let me sort of arrange it better in my screen here. What was special about the cameraman, and did he base his shots of any other previous works?
Um, well, I mean, the special was the cameraman. Cameraman, I don't know how to.
Cameraman, is that camera?
Cameraman.
Yeah,
Okay,
perfect.
cameraman. I mean, the I think that the special thing was the the name of the cameraman, and the other question is if
If
there
he,
is
if
another film. Uh,
if he was based
uh,
off of any other films or any other. Mhm.
to okay, he says so many and others that need you not even think about it at that time, but it comes to your head.
Yeah. So
without even thinking about it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so a lot of people thought that he was based off of this one film or that one film, but in reality, it's just what he has watched throughout his life, what he has consumed, and now it got reflected in his work. But it's not like he was particularly taking inspiration from anything in specific. He just did his own thing, and it so panned out to reflect some other works just by chance. Um, okay, let's see. Stewart. Okay, so that was the interview with the director. Now we go with the composer. You know what a composer is?
No.
A compositor. It's someone who makes
Oh,
music.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
See, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In Rumblefish, there's a sense of time ticking down to a confrontation with destiny. So a rhythmic soundtrack was important for Francis, the director, which is why he made the wild decision to choose me, a drummer in a rock band, The Police, a
Oh,
rhythmatist, as he called it, who had never scored a film before.
I soon discovered what a fine way to make music it was. Composing for a 90-minute story, not a 3-minute song. A lot of it was about sounds rather than music. The clack clack of billiard balls, the blaring of horns, the tick tock of clocks, but all with the rhythm, rhythmic, with the rhythmic quality Francis wanted. That recurring theme of clocks ticking was almost the only time in all the films I worked on that a collaboration happened as planned. Most directors take high concept, but is out of the window by the first test screening.
Okay, so how a question here that says, how did one of the drafts about the music to be produced evolve over time?
Uh, can you repeat me, please?
Yeah, sure. I actually think I could phrase that a bit better. So, how did the draft about the music to be produced evolve over time in the process of making the film?
Uh, I don't know. I still cannot understand the question.
What the question say me not. Okay, a draft is like un boceto. So uh, they first they first made a draft, un boceto, about how to make the music for the film. So how did it pan out, or what were the differences? Was there a lot of difference from when they first thought of the music to make the very first steps until it was finally ready and published?
Uh, mm, I don't know.
Okay, the key is here, in the part of the text that you just read out loud that says that recurring theme of clocks ticking was almost the only time in all the films I've worked on that a collaboration happened as planned. Most directors talk high concept, but it's out of the window by the first test screening. Okay, so okay, let me try to answer it for you, I guess, to spoil the question, but
Okay.
yeah. So they first thought of, using a lot of having a theme, a recurrent theme of using clocks and tic tac sounds and everything. And he says that it's the only time that in his cinema making, in his filmmaking career, that it happened as planned. They they wanted to make those clock sound effects, and they ended up doing that. He says that most directors talk things, but then they are out of the window by the first test. Some directors will say like, I want this and that and this, but then they test it out and they move on to something else. They discard those initial ideas.
Okay,
So
okay.
it remained untouched, right? Like the idea of using those sound effects. Anyway,
Okay.
uh, pretty much all the music came from guitars, bass, and drums laid down by me in my studio. That was the one culture clash, between my rock background and the world of film. They kept asking, "What's the scoring date?" Normally, that's when the director and producers hear what you've written recorded by a full orchestra. It's a very tense occasion and expensive if you get it wrong.
I knew none of this. I've been doing this music as I went along, like a painter pulling colors off a palette. So my scoring date consisted of me in my studio playing what I recorded to these flinty-eyed professionals. They were dumbfounded but overjoyed.
Okay, so what is a scoring date then? What does he say that it is? What does it stand for?
Is when the director or producer hear what you do,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but recorded by a full orchestra.
yeah. And in this case, I guess he didn't. He says that, or maybe they did, but it doesn't say that. It just says that he did the music in his studio and that he did it as he went along. So yeah, he says, so my scoring date consisted of me in my studio playing what I had recorded. So it wasn't a very typical scoring date. Instead of a full orchestra, at the end, it just boiled down to him playing his own music. Okay, so that's very interesting. Instead of getting a professional filmmaking composer for the film, they got a musician from a band, and it's interesting that there would be someone so different, right, from that
Mm,
area.
yeah.
Okay, let's see. Could you please open up the C1 book that we've been occasionally using? The one we use with the listening, that is. I think it's
Okay.
here on the pins. Mhm. Yeah, it is here on the pins. It says Cambridge C1 Advanced. It's that one.
Yeah.
Let me. That one. Mhm. So please open it up on. Let's see, where was it? I have it opened up somewhere here. Here, I think. Let's see. It would be nice if we could do part 6 from test 1. That is page 16. Okay. We can try to read this and to answer the questions in there.
Okay. Give
Mhm.
me a minute.
Yeah, sure. I need a minute as well on my end. Mhm.
Page 16,
Mhm.
Technology and the Future of Work.
Yes. There's 4 extracts, so I guess we can read 2 and 2. I can
Okay.
start if you don't mind. Let's see. Let me just arrange my stuff a little. Let me tidy up my screen here. Okay. Paragraph A, or like extract A. Okay, well, actually, the task here for this part, it says for questions 37 to 40. Oh, no, sorry. Uh, sorry, my PDF is a bit wonky right now. Okay, here. You're going to read 4 extracts from articles in which writers give their views on the relationship between technology and work. And for questions 37 to 40, choose from the writers A to D. And the writers may be chosen more than once. Okay, so it's multiple choice, I guess. Despite all the hype about, okay, and here's the particular thing that I want us to do throughout this activity. If there's any word that you don't understand, we can write it down and append it to your glossary. Okay, we can
Okay.
write it down in your glossary, so we have like some more vocabulary for you to bear in mind and have written down.
Okay.
Okay. Despite all the hype about modern jobs that would have been unimaginable to previous generations, the reality is, I believe, that the vast majority of the workforce is still employed in traditional occupations such as sales. Most workers' actions and decisions can be predicted based on what they've done in similar situations in the past, and much of this predictable work will be susceptible to automation over the coming decades. Furthermore, it is questionable whether the jobs created by technology will be numerous enough to compensate for those that disappear. And while uh, there will doubtless be many calls for improving retraining opportunities, it is unrealistic to expect that the bulk of the workforce can somehow be taught to take on the few roles that are beyond the reach of technology. This doesn't mean, however, that we should miss the opportunity to begin meaningful discussions about the issues of employment, or rather unemployment, which we face as a society, and the types of strategies we might employ in order to adapt to a new reality.
Okay. The conventional view has been that progress results in the automation of low-skilled jobs while creating more opportunity for the more highly skilled. However, in reality, technology has actually a de-skilling effect. Shop cashiers, for example, used to have to quickly and accurately enter individual prices into the cash register. Now they simply scan each item. In many sectors, it's exclusively human ability such as communication and social awareness which are becoming most highly valued. This will ultimately separate the economy's winners from the losers. Jobs are changing, and we need to ensure that effective learning opportunities are accessible and affordable for those who are willing and able to adapt to this rapid change. However, while progress might create new opportunities, it seems very unlikely that there will be enough of these new positions to absorb all the workers displaced for more predictable routine work.
Okay, let me go over a few a few of those words real quick. Let's see, register, effective, and displaced. Just in case, okay? It's
Okay.
fine. You read really well. I'm not trying to like scold you or anything. Okay, so far so good, or is there any word that you couldn't quite understand, or
No, I think I
okay?
understand.
Ah, great. So we shouldn't. Well, Speaker C says, or Extract C says, we shouldn't let uncertainties about the future of work prevent people from acquiring new skills through attending courses in order to become more valuable as the economy evolves. Individuals can and should do everything possible not only to adapt to the changes brought about by technology, but also to be ready to embrace the roles technology can't. After all, computers will only ever have a limited ability. However, I take very seriously the possibility that technology may for the first time be reducing the total number of people in work rather than increasing it. Therefore, it is important to realize that advice directed at individuals about how they can best adapt to new work practices is quite different from a discussion about what we should do as a society. Indeed, in my opinion, society as a whole can do very little to prepare for these changes.
Okay, when the web first made the internet accessible worldwide, no one predicted there would be such positions as search engine optimizers, social media managers, and countless other technology-related jobs of today. Furthermore, Even those jobs which appeared the same as they were a century ago are actually very different now. Bank clerks, for example, still concern themselves with tasks such as basic cash handling. However, they have also taken on roles requiring more expertise like relationship banking. This new aspect of the role involves what no machine can do: building relationships and strengthening customers' loyalty in order to advise on a range of other financial services. Indeed, as a technology takes over more routine tasks, competencies such as dealing sympathetically with customers will be increasingly important when it comes to employability. We can be confident that this trend will continue, and it's most definitely time we began talking about government policies to deal with the changes that are coming, both in terms of jobs and the way we do them.
Mhm. Great. I think we say changes, like change, changing, and then what else? Well, so for words that have th, such as, well, not always, but in this case, is such as strengthening or strength, or like sympathy or sympathetically, we say like th. Okay, we don't say we don't say sympathy, we say sympathy, like a th, zorro en los españoles cuando
Okay,
dicen la z de zorro, bueno, something like that. Do
okay.
you want to try it out?
Sympathy.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, just a tiny
Okay,
detail. It's said everything fine, but just a tiny thing for you to bear in mind.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Let's jump onto the questions now on the following page. And to answer these questions, we need to kind of bear in mind the general opinion of each, the general opinion portrayed in each of these extracts. So the first question says, which writer has the same view as A on whether there will be enough new job opportunities created to employ all the people whose jobs have been lost due to automation?
Has the same view as A. D.
Let's see. Let's see. Extract A at some point says it is unrealistic to expect that the bulk of the workforce can somehow be taught to take on the few roles that are beyond the reach of technology. Um, so it's like there will be like too few job positions for too much people, I guess. Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out is what is the view on extract A of whether there will be enough new job opportunities or not. It seems that their opinion is that no, that there won't be enough job positions for people. And Speaker D just says that jobs changed over time. Um, yeah, Speaker D is quite with an optimistic view, really. They say that, just uh, that we have to constantly be evolving to adapt to new jobs, but they don't really say anything about disemployment, about whether there will be enough job positions or not for us in the future.
Okay.
So I don't think it's the. No.
Uh,
Yeah, speaker D, on extract D, it says that we need to learn more capabilities, such as dealing with customers and this and that. But yeah, it says that we have to adapt to keep on taking job positions. It doesn't say anything about employment or whether Yeah, I mean, if Speaker A says that there will not be enough job occupations for us to take, then we have to find an extract that shares that same opinion, and it's not B. So
Okay, C maybe.
mm, C says that we have to take on new skills, to take on new jobs, right? Individuals can and should do everything that is possible to be ready to embrace the roles technology can't. Okay, so far speakers C and D do think that we can, as humans, keep on taking up jobs and not be replaced by technology, right? So C and D actually have a view that is opposite to A. Could you somewhat notice that? So for example, yeah,
Okay.
speaker C says we have to learn more skills to continuously adapt to the job market. And speaker D or extract D says that we just change our roles, or maybe we have to learn things like soft skills, right? Such as dealing with customers and this and that. But yeah, they both share an opposite opinion to speaker A. So by discard, it has to be speaker B, right? And that's actually,
Okay.
yeah, that's actually the correct answer. It says that, let's see, it says that there's like that it says that, like, you know what soft skills and hard skills are, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what speaker V seems to be aiming at is that soft skills will have a future ahead of them, while hard skills will disappear, right? Or like people with hard skills will get fired. You know, it seems to be what they are trying to say.
Okay.
While he says they say at the very end, while progress may create new opportunities, it seems very unlikely, so not probable, that there will be enough of these new positions to absorb all the people, all the workers fired from their more uh, routine work, from their more mechanical work. So it's speaker V, yeah. Both speaker A and B think that there will be people replaced by technology and they will be unemployed, right? Okay, let's see. Next question. Which writer expresses a different view from the other writers, sorry, on whether technology will have an impact on employment prospects?
I mean, is one different to the rest?
Hmm. Yeah. I think I figured it out already, but yeah, you can try to.
Maybe C, when they say society as a whole can do very little to prepare for these changes.
Hmm. It's not C actually. I think that B is kind of similar to C in that sense. Uh, like it seems to share their opinion that society that it is a bit of there is a bit of inevitability on these technology changes. The correct answer is D, okay? But I'm kind of still trying to figure out why. Yeah, maybe I thought it was maybe because they say that technology enables people to do more stuff at their job, okay? That it has changed jobs, but it doesn't say anything about employment, about whether it will remove people from their works, from their jobs. Sorry, it doesn't talk about uh, that technology will replace people or fire off people. And that's something that in all other extracts it is discussed heavily. So in my opinion, it may be that, but otherwise. This talks about a lot about how technology has made new jobs, like search engine optimizers, social media managers, they new job positions have spawned in that weren't there before technology came about. And it also says that previously existing jobs evolved, okay, to include new tasks and new routines, okay, but it doesn't say anything about people getting fired off, and will people be able to like take new job positions after getting fired out. Sorry, that doesn't say anything about that. So I think that's the reason. Do you think that makes sense, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it might be that. Okay, next question says, which writer has a different opinion to C on whether training can enable people to compete with technology in the job market?
Um,
Okay, this one's not too hard, perhaps.
A.
And what would it be, A?
I mean, it's however should miss the opportunity to begin meaningful discussion on the issue. We face as a society and the types of strategies we might employ in order to adapt to a new reality.
Great, that seems to be it. Yeah. They say that, so speaker A or like extract A says that training can enable people to compete with technology in the job market, as just like the question says, and extract C says that we can't do anything about it. But yeah, it seems to be just that. You nailed it there. A
Okay.
says that we have to adapt to it, and C says that there's nothing we can do about it. Let's see, final question. Which writer has a different opinion to B? It's very interesting that each of these questions is like a different opinion to this extract or the other extract, the other writers. Okay, so which writer has a different opinion to B on whether technology has removed the need for job-specific skills?
Mm,
Okay, I figured it out, I think.
uh,
I think something that might help us is, first of all, check what's the opinion of writer B on whether technology has removed the need for job-specific skills. Does writer B think that technology has removed the need for job-specific skills?
And
It's something we have discussed already earlier, but it may have gone without us noticing it much. Does speaker B think that job-specific skills will disappear or not? I'm trying to paraphrase the
no,
question, right? Yeah,
he
that's.
says
Hmm.
technology has actually had a de-skilling effect. I mean, like the less skill you have, the more
Yeah,
the more probably to
yeah,
work with technology.
yeah. They say that like low-skilled jobs will disappear. So they do say that technology will remove need for job-specific skills. The ones of the low-skilled ones or like the hard-skilled ones. Um, let's see. It's not very explicit though, but it does say that um, that some posts and some job positions will disappear. The low-skilled ones, the hard-skilled ones, whichever. It gives the example of shop cashiers that they have less and less responsibilities under their belt, and they might disappear at some point. It doesn't say so explicitly, but it puts shop cashiers as an example of jobs that will job-specific skills that will disappear. The skill of like counting, for example, the skill of making the math of like charging when they sell, in kiosks and whatnot, that making the math of like how much it is, how much to charge for. That skill
Okay.
says it has
Yeah.
disappeared, for example, and that this trend will continue. So yeah, those skills have disappeared. The more mechanical ones, right? So,
Okay.
so which writer then says the opposite? Which writer does say that skills don't disappear, regardless of whether technology comes in or not?
D, when he talked about bank clerks.
Yeah, yeah. It says it's funny because it's a very similar example to the one we just read. It
Mm.
says that they have taken on roles requiring more and more skills, actually. So it's very funny to see that writer B thinks that some skills will disappear in the job market because of technology, and writer D says that no, it's the opposite. You need more and more skills as technology progresses. So yeah, it's D, and for that very same reason.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's it for today. I don't know if you think it was clear enough, or any words that you didn't understand, so that we may write them down, or...
No, I think I understand.
Okay, yeah, it was.
Maybe
Hmm,
maybe I didn't know some word, but in the context,
you figured them out. Okay, you
yeah.
couldn't. Okay, great. I had an activity somewhere for tomorrow. I don't know where it went, but yeah, I'll try to look it up about the regular verbs. Okay, like the ed ones.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's three different ways to pronounce them. Depending on there's some grammar rules that do dictate whether they are pronounced as id or d or t. Okay, there's like those three forms. Because I remember that at some point you did ask me, like, is there any way to tell? And it seems there is. Okay, it's a bit of a complex grammar rule, so I think it's better to go by just rinse and repeat by heart. When you learn something by heart, it means the memoria. I think it's,
Okay.
yeah, by instinct or by repetition, you eventually like your brain eventually develops some intuition for like, this word might be pronounced with ID or D or T, but we will see the grammar rules that dictate how to pronounce each regular verb. So
Okay.
yeah, and so we will do that tomorrow and
Okay,
some other
great.
stuff. Okay. How was your weekend, by the way?
It was good. I mean, I'm in my hometown because I have to vote for the ballotage.
Oh, you have to
Uh,
vote. Okay, well, good luck with that.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I already vote, so
Oh, okay. You vote on Sundays, by the way, by any chance?
yeah.
Oh, we do the same
Yeah,
here.
we voted yesterday. We
Oh, I see.
voted.
Mm. Yeah, we do the same here. We vote on Sundays.
Yeah, the
Which
last
makes
Sunday of the month.
Oh, so that's why. I see. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never noticed. Okay. Well, see you around then. See you tomorrow.
Okay, see you.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Bye.